What's up, everyone? This is your channel TFD, bringing you the hottest news straight off the press. Big news in the world of the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark is set to make her return, possibly as soon as this upcoming Tuesday. The moment everyone's been waiting for has finally arrived. Caitlin Clark has taken time out of her day to speak to the media, and let me tell you, she had a lot to say. The Indiana Fever have been going through some tough times ever since Caitlin Clark was sidelined with an injury. They lost 3 straight games before finally picking up a win this past week, thanks in large part to backup point guard Aari McDonald, who was picked up on a hardship contract. But let's be real, this team needs Caitlin Clark back in a major way. However, we don't want to rush her return. As fan, I want to make sure Caitlin is 100% healthy before she steps back on the court. If I was the GM, I'd make absolutely sure she was fully ready. And right now, it's trending everywhere. Caitlin Clark speaking to the media. Footage is just starting to surface, and fans are buzzing on X and other platforms. We're jumping right into this, man. I'm so excited that Caitlin took the time to finally talk to the media. This is what we've been missing.
Excited to get back out there eventually, but yeah.
This is the first time you've been out for an extended period, I think, in your college and pro career. Just what has that been like mentally?
I think it's been different. I think just having good perspective is the best way to approach it. Like, yeah, you can be frustrated and whatnot, but, I think the medical team has done a really good job of, doing my rehab every single day, staying in a routine, coming in, getting shots up. But more than anything, I think just focusing on being a really good teammate, being there for my teammates, being a voice for them, because that's what I am when I'm playing. So you got to still be that consistent voice when I'm sitting on the bench. So I try to do that as much as I can for them. And just try to be there for them, I think, has been my focus. And I think that can kind of distract you from not actually playing, is when you just focus on your teammates and, how can I serve them and help them.
Steph has talked about, this being a good opportunity for you to learn from the bench and learn from the coaching staff sitting by them at games. Just what have you learned from that perspective?
Yeah, I think it's a unique perspective, when you're out there playing and actually in the heat of the moment, you don't always realize everything. You don't always see everything. You see things from a different perspective that maybe the coaching staff didn't see. So it's certainly different. So I'm trying to, kind of be that connector between the coaches and then my teammates at the same time, whether, that's in the locker room at halftime, whether that's during timeouts. So, things I see from the bench that maybe might be a little bit different of a perspective than maybe our point guard is seeing, or, anybody on the floor is seeing. But yeah, I think it's taught me a lot. I've never been in that position before of actually getting to watch from the bench for an extended period of time. So I think you can learn the game of basketball just the same amount. It's the same as you turn on the TV and watch the NBA, or you watch other WNBA games. That's the best way to learn basketball. It's just watch and absorb it. And it's the same when I'm not active too.
What are the next steps for you to work your way back? Is there a certain threshold you're looking to reach, a certain time you're going to be reevaluated?
Yeah, I'll be reevaluated this weekend, so I'll miss this weekend's game. But after that, it's, day by day and see how I feel and just kind of turn to the medical staff and what they think. But I feel like I've made a lot of progress and I feel good, and, not going to rush coming back. It's just not worth it. But yeah, after this weekend, I'll be reevaluated and we'll have a better idea of when I'll return.
Would Tuesday be a possibility, or?
We'll see. I think, we're trying not to put an exact date out there, because it is kind of a day by day thing, and see how I feel. And, this type of injury, you don't know when I wake up, I'll feel, different than the day before, and we'll see. It could be a possibility, but I could also not be available for that game too.
Caitlin, just in life itself, how patient are you?
Not a very patient person, no.
How has this kind of tested that?
Yeah, I think it's an opportunity to grow, right? Just try to approach it in the best way I can. It's certainly weird. I think at times the hardest part is just not being able to be involved in practice. I love practice. Not a ton of people always enjoy coming to practice every single day, but that's something I really enjoy. I really enjoy coming out here and competing every single day with my teammates. That's probably honestly what I miss most. Obviously I miss the games. That goes for anybody that's ever hurt, but I love practice. I love getting better. So I think that's just kind of been the time for me to really find some patience, and I've never been a patient person my entire life. So this has definitely tested me a little bit, but I think it's going to be really good for me. And like I said, I've just tried to approach it in the best way I possibly can. I can't change it. And, but yeah, I think my patience has definitely grown a lot. And like I said, just trying to grow and learn. And I think I've certainly done that.
Is this an injury that happened during a game or anything? Or is it just something that was lingering that popped up? Or?
It happened in the Liberty game. Yeah.
Were you able to pinpoint the time in the Liberty game that happened, or you were just
No, definitely early in the game, but I couldn't tell you the exact play something occurred on, and could have occurred over the course of the game too. And then obviously adrenaline like covers up a lot of stuff when you're in the heat of battle. And after the game, I had some pain, and then got an MRI, and that kind of gave me the result that I didn't want to see. But those type of things don't lie. So yeah.
Just watching the ups and downs the team's been through the last few weeks. I mean, what have you seen from them, especially as they rallied with
Yeah, I think they've been really, really resilient. It's hard when your point guard goes out that controls a lot of the game, and people have kind of had to step into positions that maybe they haven't had. And I think just giving themselves grace, like things aren't going to be perfect. We're kind of playing a little bit different than we would probably play if I had the ball in my hands. I thought we played a really great game. Our last game versus the Mystics, I thought we were really good. I thought we started to flow a little bit better on offense. We played with a little more pace. But it wasn't just offense. I thought we could have played a lot better defensively. So I think just those little areas that we could have cleaned up that, whether I'm out there or not, like those are things that we could, do better and be better in. And Steph has really challenged them. And I thought we've had great intensity in our practices. So that's been, awesome to see. But I think everybody's kind of just stepped up and, adjusted to it. And, yeah, I'm just really proud of them for staying resilient and really just battling, and happy we beat the Mystics, but now, focusing on Chicago and hopefully getting a win there too.
What have you seen from Aari kind of coming in on Sunday, having 2 days, and then down Tuesday?
Well, I could tell before her first practice, she definitely watched some film. She knew exactly what we were doing on offense. She knew defense, but also that just speaks to like her time in the league and understanding, how you play in this league. She's competitive. Hey, Aaliyah. She's competitive, she's aggressive, she's physical. Obviously, she's guarded me when she was on the Sparks last year. She just brings a different energy and tenacity, and that's something I think we really needed. She got us into our offense well. So just really impressed with her. I thought she did a tremendous job, honestly.
So there you have it. Caitlin Clark may be sidelined for now, but her mindset, leadership, and commitment to the team haven't wavered one bit. From learning a new perspective from the bench, to supporting her teammates vocally, and even finding patience in a frustrating time, Clark is turning the setback into a chance to grow both mentally and as a player. She'll be reevaluated soon, and while there's no firm return date, her focus is clear: get healthy the right way, not the rushed way. And if this version of Caitlin Clark, wiser, more resilient, and still fiercely competitive, is what the Indiana Fever gets when she returns, the rest of the league better watch out. Sharpshooter Lexi Hull is leading the WNBA in three-point percentage at 55.6%.
And Lexi Hull, the league's top three-point shooter.
She's the best three-point shooter in the league by percentage.
She's the league's leading three-point shooter.
The defense went under the screen, and Hull said, "That's too much space for me."
Hull corner three, and how about that start for the Fever?